I'm with a fan favorite, Shurretta Metcalf, but we know her better as Chicken. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Super excited about my August 8th fight. I'm super ready. I'm just in awe right now.
Okay, we're going to touch on a few things. We're going to touch on the past and the present. Let's stay in the present right now. Your opponent, Amanda Galley, had a very good fight in her last fight. She's also known for talking kind of in the buildup. What's your anticipation for this opponent, given the type of fight she came off of and kind of given at press conferences? She's kind of known to, talk a little mess.
um, yeah, I know she does, but I think she's never met an opponent like me. So actually, I've been seeing her being pretty quiet on social media. I haven't really been seeing her say much. She said a little when they made a post with us in it together or whatever. She said a little bit, but I'm ready to see. I know she's going to be trying to come with it, so I'm ready.
I think with her, my read on her is, and you tell me because you're the fighter, I think she does that to get herself up for the fight. Not to say that she doesn't need to, but I think that's part of her thing is she starts talking because that's part of the fight week for her is kind of my vibe.
Yeah, I think she probably does, especially the fact that a lot of her opponents she's been at home fighting. So she's really had to build up the people that she's fighting. And right now she knows she got a fight on her hands when it comes to me.
Yeah. Um, your journey is unlike any other fighter I can ever remember. I mean, the way your career, I have it on BoxRec looking at your career. I called your third fight in Richmond, California. You started
Hmm.
out 3-3 with one draw, no easy road. Build your own social media following, get
Yes.
yourself to a belt, and I'm gonna say it. I think that you're in contention to be a Hall of Fame women's boxer when it's all said
Of
and done.
course.
What do
Of
you talk
course.
me through this journey and tell me kind of about all those different steps? Because your story to me is a story of mental toughness because most people would have quit at 3-3-1. What is this journey like? And give us some details.
Really, I had some very good support as well. I had people that be like, hey, I think Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight when he turned pro. They was like, shoot, and look what he became. And I was just like, right. You know what I'm saying? I took that into consideration. And I always felt like a Muhammad Ali. He's considered the greatest of all time. And he has losses on his record. And from where I came from. So you win some, you lose some, but you're still able to overcome whatever it is. You still
Yeah,
got
I
me?
got you. Yeah.
Okay, somebody was calling me. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you can still overcome things. I knew that coming into this world was gonna be very difficult for me for the simple fact, first of all, I went pro at like 30, you know, when you got a lot of girls who pretty much done had 100, 200 amateur fights since they was little girls, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be a trendsetter, I'm gonna be a trailblazer, I'm gonna be somebody that you're gonna remember by the time I finish this game.
For those that are unaware, how did you get into boxing?
I have two kids, so I'm a mother. And I used to be a dancer. So they were just like, hey, we about to have fight night at the clubs. We about to have fight night at the clubs. You can be able to win some money. So you want to try it out. When I tried it out at the club, I won. And I won like $500-600. And it was on a slow night. I said, well shoot, I'm gonna be whooping somebody ass every week then. And so I just started falling in love with it. And I started working out. First I was just working out to just be in shape because a lot of these girls just wasn't in shape to even fight. And I just started doing it that way. And then I just started taking it serious. Like, hey, you done got pretty good. Maybe you should try for real. So I went to where I'm from in Oak Cliff, a boxing gym called Home of Champions, where I met my first trainer, Juanell Sims, my first boxing trainer at least, because I had a trainer that was training me in the fight nights. But my first boxing coach, I went to him and we started training. I ended up becoming ranked number 5 in the country as an amateur boxer. And then now I'm here as a professional.
And Spence trained in Oak Cliff as a kid, right?
Yes, we all that one gym I went to. A lot of us been through that gym. Maurice Hooker, another former world champion here from Dallas, he also trained there before. So it was just a known gym where a lot of good athletes, a lot of fighters would go through that gym. Alex Clarkson, I don't know if you remember him, but yeah, and he's a very rugged fighter. They was all there training too as well.
Talk to me a little bit about the mindset of being a Dallas fighter. I feel like Dallas, in terms of the Texas landscape, people don't talk about it in boxing the same way as maybe Houston and San Antonio, but there's an
Hmm.
inherent toughness to Dallas fighters, and I feel like Dallas doesn't always get the same shine, probably because of the football team and other sports. But like, explain to me kind of the mindset when you're coming up in this gym around all these great fighters and being from Dallas. What's the mentality of a Dallas fighter?
We like to bang it out. We like to train hard. I mean, like literally right now in the boxing gym when I'm going to go spar and work out like I'm sparring later on the day, it's about to be like 115, 120 in the gym. So we have a mindset of that we can fight through these type of conditions. Like the fight for us is definitely going, you know what I'm saying? We definitely get pulled through. A lot of the times where I see a lot of promoters, which I don't even talk to my promoters, like even with the females here, we got some good females here. One of the girls here just beat Ebony Bridges. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we are treated like opponents when we're really some real fighters. A lot of these people get to pick and choose their opponents to make them look good. When we fight anybody, we not scared.
Okay. When did you know you were going to become a world champion?
When I just started seeing the other girls who were world champions. And I was like, oh, I can beat her. I can beat her. So it was just like, I manifested a lot of things. When I was doing the underground boxing, I had already started putting future pro boxer. Cause I feel like I know I'm gonna go pro, you know? And then I just started putting future world champion because I knew my worth ethic. And I knew that, you know what I'm saying, God was putting me in a place to where I could really shine. You know, I'm my city's first female world champion. Like that's a big thing here in Dallas because Dallas is one of the biggest cities in the country. You know, so I just kept putting my hard work into it. I just knew that it was gonna come. I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. You already know the story behind that, and yes, that's what I did.
I got to ask you an airport question. I just flew through Dallas. Which is the better Dallas airport to fly out of?
Love Field,
That's where I was at. It was like a mall.
yeah, Love Field. It's smaller. It's closer to our house. If you live in Dallas, that's the airport you want to go to because it's like 20 minutes from my house, 20 to 25 minutes, and it's less confusion, and you can just fly out.
Yeah, because I think the other one has the tram system, and
Yes,
it's real hard.
DFW. It's so many different airlines go through there. It's so much bigger. It takes like 50 minutes, and that's without traffic to get there. Maybe 45 if you're speeding a little bit, you know. But with traffic, it's definitely back, be an hour. Then you have to take the tollway to even get in there. So now you gotta pay to just even drive through. So yeah, it's a lot.
No, I was just thinking about that. I'd say one of the big wins that I noticed for you was when you beat Melissa Odessa Parker. Melissa was an undefeated fighter. I think that was
Yes.
kind of like a super fight at the time, and that really led to like your life changing or your career changing fight, which was against Maya Yoshida. You had two fights with Yoshida. You win the belt. Can you talk to me about those sequence of fights and what your mind was like at that period of time?
I actually was excited for those fights because those are the fights that I had been wanting. And it was like those girls, they wasn't giving me the opportunity to fight. It was either them or their management team or whatever. And at this time, Lou DeBella was, I don't know if he was trying to sign her or he was signing me, but we ended up talking to each other on Twitter. At the time, it was Twitter. And they talked to me, they got me, they were like, hey, you want to fight Melissa? 'Cause I was supposed to fight Melissa Odessa before that fight. But like literally the week of the fight when I supposed to been flying out, she pulled out of the fight. I'm not sure. I can't remember the circumstances, but he didn't. So I trained so hard to fight her because she at this time she had all the hype. It was during like right after the pandemic. She's the one who was undefeated. She was really beating these girls by knockout, and she was the IBO world champ at the time. Where she so they ended up. That's why they stripped her of her belt because I was supposed to fight her the first time, and she ended up pulling out not fighting. So they stripped her of her belt. So I guess I don't know what decision she had going on, but when I came to fight her, I felt great. She was tough, but I knew to box her and stay long with her. Don't try to bang with her because she was definitely a good inside fighter. And that really changed the game because I also moved down to 118 to fight her.
Okay, and that was kind of game changer for you when you moved down in weight.
Yes, because I was fighting at 122. Like, see our box ring, I was fighting at 120, 122, like around that size.
Which I think to the layman fan, they'd say that's not that much. But would you say that you felt like you had the maximum advantage at 118? That was your best weight?
I felt like it was a good weight but I feel like now I'm having a very good, better advantage because at 115, like at 118, I wasn't using sweat bags. I'm not in the sauna. I'm not like, oh, the last days I'm worried about. I'm literally like eating at the weigh-in still. So I felt like it was a good weight to drop down at because at 122, I wasn't even hydrating really big. I probably gained like 2 pounds.
Okay. So you're basically fighting at your walk around weight. You're just
Yeah,
like,
my walk around weight. Like now, since I done started doing more muscle things, I probably walk around at like 120, 28, something like that. So yeah.
so you have to now you have to actually cut and then you put on weight when you go in the ring.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about the Yoshida two fights because those two fights I feel like really elevated where you were at in your career. I feel like there was a little bit of a rivalry there. Talk me through kind of those two fights and your how you felt about them.
Okay, so the first fight with Mio Yoshida, it came about at the last minute, really, because I was supposed to be fighting here at home against a whole different type of opponent, somebody else. And so they called me, they were like, hey, we finna change the game for you. And you're gonna fight Mio Yoshida, and it's gonna be for the vacant IBF Intercontinental belt. And you're gonna be fighting on the zone. So I was like, what? I'm about to have my TV debut. Now the world's finally finna get to really see me. And so I still took the fight because you know me. Hey, I love a challenge, even though it's last minute. She's a two-time world champion. I'm coming to where she's Um, at the time. I know she's even though I was signed to Lou DiBella, that was his girl. You know, that was Lou DiBella was his girl. That was the one who ever promoted and pushing more and things like that. And so I just went out there. I knew she just fought a girl from here from Dallas named India Rodriguez at the time, India Smith. And so she fought her and she told me all the type of tactics that she do because if you watch Mio Yoshida, a lot of her first fights here in the US, you can't find those fights. You can't even find me in her first fight. You can't put them up on YouTube or anything. And so they allow me to know what she does. And so when I went out there, I just gave her a boxing clinic.
Yeah, I remember that was like a huge moment in your career. Was there's some about you Texas fighters that you like to hook 'em horns with people outside of town? Was it extra special going out of town to get that victory?
Of course, I mean it was freaking New York City. I love New York City. Like it's such a good place. At home it was hot. So when we come out there, it's a little cooler. So I'm fighting the air and we like going to enemy territories. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know how it was gonna play out, but I knew that I could box her. I knew that I could beat her.
Last summer, you fought Chernika Johnson on a major card. Obviously, in July, it didn't go your ways. What was your takeaway from that stage in that fight?
That in that fight, I seen that you can fight dirty and get away with a lot of things. You know, and so her hitting me behind the head, her doing the forearm, even with elbows and stuff like that. I felt like, okay, I'm gonna have to get more physical with these girls. It's not just a regular, you know what I'm saying, a boxing match. So what I started doing is like getting up on my power, bending down on my knee, bending my knees more. So when I fought, Crystal Rosado the next fight after, I got a little bit more physical with them because I seen that that's what I'm gonna have to do to get the win.
Well, I was going to speak to that because that's one of the most interesting things about your story is you lose to Johnson and then you're put in with a top prospect and then you beat her. You know, that there's not often, not to bring up your age, but someone at your age doesn't typically beat a young up and comer coming off of a loss like that. Is that kind of your story? Is that you just you decide when it's over, the game doesn't decide it? Because in boxing they usually use fighters as stepping stones, and you kind of tore up.
And that's literally what they was trying to do with me. They thought it was a stepping stone, thinking that I was gonna be a gatekeeper. When it's just like, hey, I started late, so my body's not really through a lot of damage. I haven't really been through the worst wars to where I can't evolve into somebody else. I'm a very athletic woman. I'm a very determined and hard working woman. So you never know what you might get out of me when it's time to fight. They thought that was making the next superstar, but I had to let them know not on my name. Maybe another champion, not this one. And so I watched her fight, and I knew that they thought that the game plan, what Shanika did, was the game plan for me, and I knew it wasn't. And I just went out there and I pretty much just outboxed her.
Okay. Now I got to ask you a couple more. You obviously know Claressa Shields to a certain degree. You have a relationship with her. What is it like getting to know Claressa, one of the greatest women's boxers of this era, and kind of having mutual respect? And how did that come about?
Because we almost like the same person. You know, like we like some of the same things. We be talking to each other. It was just, I'm a genuine person, and she is too. And we just, by our conversations, when we come to support each other, like, you know, she was at my world title fight. She pulled up on me. I asked her to come, and she showed up. And you know, I'll be coming to her fights, and now I'll be going to her camps with her because she see that the what I can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be the face of women's boxing, you got to be able to bring other women along from other places, you know what I'm saying, and to help them and to teach them and to show them things. And that's literally what she told me, because she was like, Chicken, you know, like in this last camp, she was like, Chicken, a lot of people are going to want you to lose because of your age or because of who you are, you know what I'm saying, like that. But a lot of these girls, they have better technique and better form than you because they've been in boxing for a very long time. They've been having a good amateur background. She said, but what you have is athleticism. You have hard work. So if you just lock in, you can outwork these girls, and that's where you're gonna win it. And that's what I'm taking with her.
I think that not unlike you, Claressa is very misunderstood. I think that like a lot of fighters get mad at the fans, but for some reason when Claressa does it, people magnify her frustrations to fans. And it's not just her. Like there's a lot of male box, not to make it a male or female thing, but I really feel like people magnify her getting mad. And it's not like, you know, she is a fighter who, you know.
I think it's popular to hate her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more popular to hate her than to show her love. You got guys who sit here, they don't really get a lot of views when they talk about other people. But when they talk about Claressa Shields, that's when their views go up. So they don't care that they're talking bad about a woman, which makes a guy looks lame to do that, you know. But hey, I guess if you get them more views on social media, then talking about a woman is pretty much what's gonna, you know what I'm saying, get you where I guess wherever you think you need to go.
Well, I think that like everybody, all of us, things are complicated, and like you said, it's just easy just to be like, oh yeah, that's Claressa Shields, and then you get your views, you don't think about it deeply, and I think because she responds, probably because like you said, she's genuine, like she takes the criticism, she's gonna respond. People are like, oh man, I got engagement. They're all,
Yes.
and it kind of fuels it, and it. To me, it frustrates me because I think that she's one of the most important women's athletes ever, not just in boxing, but for women's sports.
Just women's sports, period. Yes,
Yeah.
she really is. And she really is a girl's girl. You got a lot of these girls who they talk about a lot, and they're not real girls. They're not real. They're not real women. You know what I'm saying? Supporters. It's all just about them. It's not about the sport, or it's about bringing up, uplifting other women and helping them. She's actually like that. Like I was just in camp with her. She had Chanel Buller there too as well. You know what I'm saying? And she's showing us stuff together. Like she's stopping time, even though she got to fight too. She's stopping time with her coach and showing us, hey, you need to work this, work on this, do these type of things, you know what I'm saying, better. And that's what's going on. And stuff like that don't get a lot of national attention. Like our females, all girls camp that we had down here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? She showed up for that on her own dime. You know what I'm saying? Did that. And that don't go viral. So it's definitely more popular to hate her.
Yeah, next time I'm gonna have to pull up on you for that one, so then we can get some attention because I got to do it. I slipped on that. I jumped off social media recently, so I got to be better about that. But the next one
We're
I
gonna
wanna
have
talk-
another one, so I'm definitely gonna let you know.
hit me up. Terence Crawford's another one that I know you know fairly well, and I think he's another misunderstood person where he's as genuine as they come. But then there's a thing. Tell us about Crawford from your experience, because I think he's one of the nicer people in boxing.
Yeah, you know what? Some people just talk about him. Everybody, because I be seeing the comments about him, the good ones too. And it's like, because he gets a lot of good comments. But at the end of the day, he's so humble. Everybody knows he's humble. Like right now, he's talking too much because he retired because he ain't gonna fight nobody. I mean, he a commentator now, and like that's my brother. Like if I need him to talk to him, he's gonna talk. He's gonna help whatever. If I really need his help, he's gonna be there. So I don't be worried about him. He is one of the greatest of all time. This was his era. You know what I'm saying? He dominated. He did it what needs to be done, and that's what it is.
Well, it's kind of, I look at him as like a Marvin Hagler or something, where it's like he's allowed to talk whatever he wants because he walked the walk. You know
He
what I mean?
did.
So it's like if anybody's gonna talk, you should let the guy that moved up in weight to fight Canelo, that pursued the best fights of his generation and slept most of the guys. Like
Slept him.
yeah, like it's, to me, Bud should always get the leeway to say whatever he wants because he took the hard fights.
And you know what's so crazy? Is that people would say stuff like, "Oh, Bud, he don't sell. He don't like nobody knew who he was." And I, for a fact, I know that was a lie. I met Bud when he was fighting at like 135, and I went to some of his fights then because he would give me tickets to his fights. I've never not been to a fight and it was empty. I've never not been to a fight and it was empty. And I've been to big arenas, Vegas, everywhere, and those fights have been sold out. New York, all that.
Who's the best fighter you've been in the gym with?
Shoot them. Crawford, Clarissa. I've been in the gym with Earl Spence because I'm here from Dallas. I've been in the gym with Maurice Hooker. All those fighters, like, yeah. Frank Martin, he here. I've been in the gym with him. A lot.
Let
Roy
me
Jones.
rephrase it. The most underrated good fighter you were in the gym. Somebody that people might not know how good they were, that you were like, man, they're sweet.
Frank Martin and Maurice Hooker. I
Okay.
like them too.
Yeah. I remember Maurice from Oakland fight when he was with Rock Nation. And he called the guy who was fighting a dead man because he was a little country and he was he was cutting the weight. He's like, he's gonna be a dead man, and his team's like, he doesn't really mean it like a dead man. He's cutting, and I'm like, no, I get it. Like the mentality is there, but I always remember that about Maurice was he was cutting weight and he looked at me and said he a dead man, and he got that southern twang to him.
We got our southern accent. I had to learn to talk a little slower so people can understand me.
Yeah, I talk too fast. I'm a West Coast guy, but tell me why you liked Frank and Maurice in the gym. What stood out to you?
Because they gonna really, really work. Like how sometimes you can stop and have conversations. We talking and talking. We all in the gym. They are working. It's hey, they speak when they first get there, and then after that, it's all work. And then when the work is done, then they'll start back talking to you again.
I get what you're saying. I
So
love
yeah,
that
it's the
stuff.
discipline.
So they're not coming by the heavy bag and chit chatting. It's like when they're there, they're really getting it in. They got the puddle of sweat. They go heavy
Yes.
bag. Then they're waiting for the mitts. Then they're going and they're like, all right, I got to get it in. And then, the shirts come off, the sweat is done, and then they're
I'm gonna
talking.
say, yeah, then the shirts definitely come off. They in there working because it's hot. Like I told you, it don't matter if it's winter time here in Dallas. It's still hot sometimes, especially in those gyms. Cause we in a lot of warehouse gyms here in Dallas.
I feel like every boxing gym's hot, though. I feel like if you're doing it right, every boxing gym's hot. Now let's go full circle. We talked a lot about your career. Let's go back to Amanda Galley. Keep it real with me, and you always keep it real. What do you look at her when you see her as a fighter? Like, what are you looking at? What are you assessing her with her abilities?
I do see that she does have some good boxing abilities. I feel like I can beat her because I've had more qualified opponents than she's had. She's had she's been protected. That's why her record is good. I went to go look because I studied the fighters who they've been fighting and things like that. And I feel like a fighter is only as good as the fighter they have fought. You know what I'm saying? Like I've fought more world champions than she's had. I've fought more top undefeated fighters than she's had. So I feel like I done been there.
I was just saying this the other day to my buddy that a 3-2 fighter can be better than a 10-0 fighter because based on who you fight,
Look what
records
just
are
happened to
deceiving.
Jasmine Ortega. She was undefeated because of the opponent she had and Natalie Delgado, 20-7, went in there and beat her ass.
Okay, tell us how you really feel, chicken.
Because everybody wants to fight Jazz. You know how many times I want to fight Jasmine Ortega? I'm glad Natalie did what she did. You know what I'm saying? Because Natalie a dog. We done been there before. We done been through these wars. And she hasn't.
Got two more questions for you. Um, how do you know? I guess I should say, obviously, you're in your 40s. I'm in my 40s too. It's actually a delightful time, delightful age. But when do you know when boxing's over for you? Like, why keep going? I guess is a lot of people are going to look at your age and they're going to question what you're doing. Answer those people that are questioning your age and going forward. And how do you know when boxing's over for you?
Boxing is over for me if it's not fun anymore. Right now, I am having fun to be able to go whoop somebody ass and get paid. Like I train hard. The training is hard. I hate it, but when it's time to fight, I love it. I don't. My body doesn't feel bad. So when I feel my body is like really hurting, if I'm going to a fact where I'm not I'm not performing good and I'm keep getting beat up back to back to back, then I feel like that's when it's over with. But as of right now, I feel like I'm winning. I just beat a girl half my age just to show them I'm still in my game. I'm still in my prime. I'm still good, and I can still switch up some things because I box her way better than I have before. And then when I fight Amanda Galley, you're gonna see another side of Shurretta Metcalf.
Okay. And then my final question is from my editor, Jason Langendorf, over at The Good Fight. He is interested kind of about how in women's boxing, the role of like being sexy or portraying yourself, is that a part of women's boxing, do you think? Is that how people get marketed? And
That's
kind of your
definitely
oh, go
is
for
that's
it.
definitely what it is. It's you you gotta bring sexy into it. And I mean, I guess when it's a male dominated sport and pretty much the promoters are male, that's what they're definitely going to try to push more. They can say, oh, women's equality and fairness and things like that. But if they don't think you're beautiful, or if they don't think you fine, or if they don't think that, you know what I'm saying, other men are like you, or if you're not who they present you, then you'll have to it'll be harder for you.
How do you feel about that? Being a one of the better women's boxers of this era.
It really, I feel a way a little bit because of the simple fact that hold on just a second. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But I I don't like it, but I know it's business. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you mad that you be like, damn, I'm putting in all this hard work just like this girl, just because in your eyes you feel like she is better looking or whatever, and I can get overlooked because I feel like I'm a better fighter than her. I don't think social media should be able to use to show that this person can sell. Because I don't learned that you can have 1 million followers and not sell no tickets, or you can be like me, who I have just 52,000 followers on social
Yeah,
media, even though
just
I have,
52.
huh?
I said just 52. I have like 1,000. So
I
just for
know,
caught.
but hey, when you in a big sport like this, they expecting you to have all these followers. But sometimes you don't see nobody say, I'm finna go to this person's fight. You know what I'm saying? When you can literally come to Dallas. I have a fight here in Dallas. I'm gonna sell that because I'm a community person. Like I'm out here in my community, in my city, and my city is real life behind me. So I know that it will sell. If I'm promoted how I'm supposed to be promoted, like they do the girls who they feel like is that it's gonna sell.
I'll
There's
add
not a place I don't go where people say, "Hey, you the champ." They're taking pictures with me and everything. It's not a place in Dallas I don't go that they don't know me.
I'll add one thing because we got to get off in a second is I think that you also are a chip on the shoulder person and that
Mm-hmm.
motivates you a ton. So I feel like even if you were promoted that way, you'd still find something to get motivation because I think your superpower is you find
Yes,
something to piss you off and then you get motivation from it. So I also
and that's
think
what it is.
you find any way to work hard.
And you know what? That's probably a good thing too. So they probably make it a little bit harder for me. That's what I need to just know that hey, don't get too comfortable. You still got more to prove.
Yep. Okay. Well, where speaking of your social media, why don't you give a quick shout out to your social media so we can get like 2 or 3 people to follow you from this outstanding interview, and plug the fight.
I want to be able to say first thanks to you, Luke. You know what I'm saying? You always show me so much love and respect no matter what platform you on. Like we done had talks just when we ain't even doing an interview and things like that. And so I want to thank you for that. All my sponsors, Tote Carry, they just came on. They my luggage company now. So I'm flying fly with luggage. Total Auto Recon. They the reason why right now I'm riding a big Mercedes Benz. You know, and whenever I need anything done on my cars, they're looking out for me. They looking out for me when it's time for training camps and things like that. Meals, med spa, and salon. They make sure my nails stay done and I'm getting my massages and things like that. And I want to also let everybody know to follow me on social media on Instagram, DA_real_slim_goody with a Y.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see.